Everybody wins in that situation. The child doesn't get abused. The person who has the attraction, if it's altered, they can feel they can live a regular life. That's what everybody wants in this situation. So as a person who's going to help, I guess you got to put your personal feelings to the side. I hope so anyway.
To share their view of themselves and how they recognize the evolution of their sexuality, helping make sense of their own self-narrative and identity. This involves remembering that sexuality is fluid, dynamic, and uniquely experienced. Thirdly, clarifying the clinician's role and the primary
sexuality is
purpose
not
of the
fluid.
therapy, supporting the client's self-determination to improve their well-being. Because clients pursue mental health services for a variety of reasons, it is important for the therapist to seek the client's perspective. Fourthly, to be direct and not shy away from tough content. So this would include asking questions like asking how the minor attraction affects them on a daily basis, as well as what their biggest concern is regarding their sexual interests, and without making assumptions.
Yeah, that should go without saying.
Conveying an understanding of the client's experience as well as normalizing their feelings. For example, mentioning how isolating and lonely it must feel to have to keep this secret from society as well as close friends and loved ones, but also stating that they're not the only one who's had these feelings before. Sixthly,
I mean, listen, Steve likes to point out allowing abortion in 1950 is in 2022 late-term abortion, ending a child's life as long as the umbilical cord is still attached. If allowing people to come out of the closet, so to speak, being afraid to tell their friends, afraid to tell their family, that's become okay. And now we're moving up to being, okay, well, I like little kids, so should I tell people? Will they accept me? Again, they're trying to make this thing mainstream, and it's not. There's nothing you can rationally say to me where this will make sense. A child does not know how the world works. They should not be picking a gender. They should not be okay or be allowed to make decisions regarding relationships with adults. That's what this is about.
Offering psychoeducation about pedophilia, minor attraction, and development of sexual attraction, which could then provide accurate information and disconfirm flaws that have been. This would involve providing accurate information and therefore disconfirmation of flawed beliefs. For example, some MAPS believe from media that people with pedophilia are monsters who cannot be helped. Therefore, it's important to state that having these attractions does not make them a bad person and that you can see their desire to change and to confirm that they are not considering.
Again, for me, I wouldn't say they're bad people. They have an attraction to something that, in my opinion, is not okay, but they have no control over it. If they have not offended, if they have not acted on those urges, and they're seeking help, you got to get them the help they need. They are doing the right thing. And again, if you're one of these people who believe they're choosing to do this, I disagree with you. I don't believe anybody would choose to live this type of lifestyle.
That they are there in therapy trying to reduce risk of harm to others as well as better themselves. Seventhly, to not assume that MAPS have an increased or more uncontrollable sexual urge than other people. However, it's also important to consider hypersexuality, impulsivity, emotional dysregulation, or sexualized methods for coping with stress that could lead to increased risk of abusive behavior. These can be areas for assessment and attention if needed. However, if these are not seen, then it shouldn't be assumed that their sexual urge is stronger or more impulsive than other people's. It's important to also consider that some minor attracted individuals have history of childhood trauma or abusive trauma. Therefore, this can increase the risk of maladaptive thinking, relational issues, self-regulation strategies, or ineffective coping. Therefore, a trauma-informed approach is required and would be useful in conceptualizing the client's problems, urges, and feelings. Number 9, acknowledging the pain associated with the loss of one's sexual self. Clients with exclusive minor attraction may find themselves in the inevitable position on having to give up the only potential source of sexual satisfaction. This may lead them to feel more destined to live a lonely life without intimate connection, marriage, or family. These individuals will.
I mean, what do you do if you? I mean, she's trying to explain that some of these people have had horrible pasts, problems growing up. A lot of people have. A lot of people have no problems. A lot of people become serial killers. Does that, one of the same? I don't know. But I would, I don't think, or I think very little in your childhood makes you gay. Again, I believe you're born that way. Very little in your childhood, well, more so in your childhood, I would say, abuse and whatnot could turn you into a serial killer. We've seen countless documentaries on that. Is this the same thing? I don't think so. Again, I think your attraction, which is what this is, attracted to the same sex, attracted to a child, I think is an attraction. And in case it gets jumbled, I do not and am not saying that gay people are pedophiles. They're attracted to the same sex of the proper age like everybody else is to the opposite sex. The pedophile, the minor attracted, is to minors. They're pedophiles. That's not okay. But it's an attraction, something, in my opinion, they have no control over.
Will then feel more lonely, sad, or frustrated in the idea of giving up this part of themselves. And lastly, as stated earlier, it's important to offer hope that clients can have a normal life despite their minor attraction, and they are also able to build meaningful, authentic relationships and pursue avenues of increased self-esteem.
All right. You want to have better relationships. Listen, I get all that stuff. All right. I'm gonna summarize here, wind it down here. If I haven't said it already, I'll get in summary. This minor attracted stuff, if you can get an 8-year-old to say, I want to switch genders, if they can be deemed cognitively aware enough to change their sex without telling a parent, the same people pushing that agenda, the liberals, are going to say, well, why can the 8-year-old date a 27-year-old? Why can an 8-year-old date a 35-year-old? That's what this is about. They have you guys pushing, freedom, change your gender, be happy, be you. Okay, let's slide in 8-year-olds and 35-year-olds. Be happy, be you. Wait, huh? What? What did they just do? No, that's not okay. But they're getting you to get their rallying cry for transgenders. Now they're going to slide in with pedophiles. That's what this is about. There's a good chance, maybe I'll conspiracy corner about it. They did this to set up pedophiles. How can we get people to say, man, I want it to be okay for adults and children to engage in sexual relationships? How do we get people to believe an 8-year-old can make their own decisions? Light bulb. Let's say they can switch their sex. You guys bought right into that. Now they're coming after your kids. They are saying they want to have adults be in intimate relationships with your grandkids, your children, your 8-year-old, your 12-year-old, prepubescent. That's a problem. To those who know they have an issue and are seeking help, I hope you get it. I hope the clinicians out there are taking it seriously. I hope you haven't crossed the line, because after that, I've got no time for you. You're a criminal. You belong in whatever institution they see fit. Children are innocent. They do not know how the world works. The best way I can put it. They do not know how to navigate crazy situations, such as an adult thinking they're cute. I've referenced this the other day. We've all seen the ID channel where the 15, 16, 17-year-old kid gets a Facebook message from a modeling agent and says, send me nudes, I want to hook you up with a modeling agency. And they do it, and they're blackmailed for years. These are 16, 17, non-prepubescent. They're trying to say prepubescent kids can have relationships with adults who are pedophiles. I hope they get the help they need. I hope it is something that can be corrected. My opinion, your attraction is set at birth. It's what you are, how you're genetically wired. It's a weird video, man. I don't know how, we're having the way they're bringing stuff around nowadays. One is to help out the other one. In my opinion, they're saying it's okay to change your gender at 8. Go have a relationship with a 34-year-old. This is what society is doing to us right now. keep your eye open, because if they're putting this in front of our face, they're doing something else behind our back. So I'm going to do probably a few of these thoughts on these minor attracted people, the pedophile stuff. Maybe it'll be overkill, but I do not think it can be overstated that these are children and they do not have the cognitive ability to maneuver a manipulative adult. That's what I think it would be, and that's a problem. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.